Nie minął tydzień od przyznania się Christophera Lee Wattsa do zabójstwa żony i dzieci, gdy Cindy Watts, matka mordercy, udzieliła wywiadu reporterom amerykańskiej stacji telewizyjnej Nine News, zapraszając ich do swojego domu w północnej Karolinie. Telewizja kanadyjska emitowała tę rozmowę bezpośrednio, wszyscy więc byliśmy świadkami czyjejś tragedii. Zrozpaczona kobieta, matka próbująca zrozumieć barbarzyński czyn syna. Czy jednak na pewno?
I wake up every morning just crying, thinking this is not going to be what's going to happen every single day. It's just so hard to get through it.
Dramat rozwijający się na oczach wszystkich. Dlaczego zgodziła się na tę rozmowę?
I just don't know how to get through it. And there's nothing that would have predicted any of this could have ever happened.
Yeah.
Nothing in his childhood at all. I would have never in a million years thought something like this could happen to him at all.
You didn't see things like him getting into fights? Or...
No fighting. He was quiet. He was a perfect teenager, tell you the truth. He did not even rebel.
When and where did he meet Shanann?
They met in...
I nagle twarz Cindy zmieniła wyraz. Czasami trudno jest zapanować nad niektórymi odczuciami. Cindy powinna to wiedzieć, godząc się na tę rozmowę.
He liked her, she liked him, but I don't think that was love at first sight or anything. They took a little while and I guess got to know each other and, dated.
Me and Shanann met, it was like, she was always like pushing me away, kind of like,
She was sick for a while, right?
Oh yeah, she had just got diagnosed with lupus and she was on like a bunch of different, I guess I was one of her type. And
you weren't her type?
I wasn't her type.
Okay.
Like she told me like when she first, because we had met.
She told you that?
Yeah.
You're not.
I remember you telling me that.
I should have known the doorman, was in a suit. And like
was it a theater?
It was a fancy theater, right?
It was in Charlotte. It was called the Epicenter, and apparently they give you like champagne and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I think he came like he was going to a Cinemax,
like I was going to a bar,
like AMC,
like a play theater.
But yeah, I was like persistent, trying to pursue something.
It was always a little strange that she always said a lot of things about Chris in front of me that I didn't like. Like, this isn't the kind of person I would date. He doesn't know how to do this, or he doesn't know how to do that. Look at his hair. Look how much stuff he puts on his hair. It was just on and on and on, and I just got a bad feeling.
Did she ever belittle you at all? Did you ever feel that way, maybe?
What was that?
Did she ever make you feel like she belittled you, or you felt belittled by her?
I mean, there's always points like in a marriage where like the dominant person takes control of everything. But like if she did belittle me, I couldn't pick an exact point or time.
She never really felt that way, right?
No, I mean I always knew I was like the introvert, and she was she took control of most situations.
And they got married in 2012. Did they get married in North Carolina?
They did. Mm-hmm.
How was that?
We didn't attend.
Really?
Mm-mm. We didn't attend because Shanann and I just couldn't get along, and I didn't like the way she treated him.
Wydaje się, że antypatia do synowej była silniejsza niż miłość do syna.
Since like the whole wedding thing, and then up to that, it was like my mom, my sister were always like combating with Shanann combating with them. My dad was always cool. Like in the first year, my parents never. I don't know. My mom was always kind of hesitant.
Why?
I was the baby, I guess. I never, because I never had a girlfriend in high school, so it's kind of like she never like really saw me like.
Oh, interesting. So she's kind of watching her baby walk out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened in 2012?
There was my mom and Shanann just like from when I proposed to her, it was at the beach, and from then on, it was just like she always went up to Shanann and was like, I didn't need a ring like that when I was your age. I didn't need all these fancy things when I was your age. And just kind of kept boiling over, and then they never agreed. Maybe my mom just never thought she was good enough. She always thought she was hiding something from me. So,
she always thought Shanann was hiding something? Like what?
Stuff from her past, or like, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So then what was the blow up at the wedding about?
It was just my mom and pretty much my sister just didn't like her.
Oh.
They just thought, you know, that Shanann had taken me away from them and moved me out to Colorado.
Oh.
And
Was
then
there something with invitations or something? Your sister was supposed to send invitations.
Yeah, there was. Okay, now you're bringing some memories back. There's something to do with that, and then my sister wanted, you know, her kids.
Wydaje się, że Watts zmienił temat. To może ja opowiem. Jamie, siostra Chrisa, zaproponowała pomoc w organizacji ślubu i wesela. Wspaniały początek do zgody pomiędzy przyszłymi siostrami. Tak więc Jamie miała wysłać zaproszenia na ślub albo wesele do około 200 osób. Zdecydowała się jednak, nic nie mówiąc Shanann, skrócić listę gości tak skutecznie, że puste miejsca zaczynały być zauważalne. Prawda stała się oczywista, gdy po uroczystości Shanann pytała przyjaciół o powód ich nieobecności na ślubie.
Did they go to the wedding, your family?
My grandma did.
But your parents and your sister did not go?
Ronnie wasn't there either?
No. Nobody was there. Because my grandma was there, and then like the dance when like, you know, the groom dances with his mom, like I danced with Mark's mom and my grandmother.
What do you know about their marriage and their issues?
Oh, very little. Very little. You can only observe. When she needed something, I mean, he would run. He wouldn't walk, he would run, he would get it. He just always seemed to be right there at her beck and call.
And did that seem odd to you? Or?
Very odd. It was very odd. He just seemed nervous.
So how much did you see them over these last 6 years?
Probably twice a year. We would go up there.
Did you stay with them, or?
Yeah, we would stay with them. And stay a week and then come back home.
Tell me about Bella and Celeste.
Oh, Bella was just like Chris, just like him, shy, cautious, conservative.
Kto określa 4-letnie dziecko konserwatywne?
Cece was a ball of fire. I mean, she was fearless, completely fearless. She just loved to run. So they were wonderful. It breaks my heart to know that they're not here.
Do you think Chris loves Shanann?
Oh God, he loved her. Yes, I believe he loved her at first. I believe he did. But I think as the years went on, I think it just being in that kind of a relationship, which the social worker even said that marriage should have ended a long time ago.
To interesujące, że pracownik socjalny, a nie terapeuta, decyduje się na tak mocne stwierdzenie o małżeństwie z małymi dziećmi. I to jeszcze w kraju, w którym podawanie do sądu jest szeroko stosowane.
Shanann's pregnancy and was... What did Chris tell you about that? Was he excited?
No, I don't think he was. I think it was a shock to him. And he said that they have been talking about divorce, that you know, they are not compatible anymore, and he was not happy anymore. And I finally thought he's finally seen the light.
Nietaktowne słowa Cindy Watts, obrażające synową jej ciążę, ale wygodnie pomijające fakt, że to jej syn tylko 3 miesiące wcześniej zamordował kobietę, którą ona teraz znieważa.
Tell me what happened when they were reported missing. What did you find out? How did you find out? Who told you?
I think Ronnie called me. Ronnie called me and said that they're missing, and I thought, I don't believe it. I didn't believe they were missing. I believed that she was going to punish Chris. She was just going to punish him, take the girls and just punish him. I had no idea of anything else. Christopher called and said, Mom, they're searching the house. I said, okay, that's fine. I mean, and I still was not worried. I was not worried. I just thought Shanann had run off with girls.
Ucieczka z dziećmi, by być szukaną i by się martwiono, a wszystko to jako kara dla partnera. Może był to sposób na komunikację z mężem, który pani Watts stosowała.
So walk me through the sequence of events over the next few days. Did you and your husband travel to Colorado?
Ronnie did.
Okay.
Ronnie did. And, I mean, Christopher let everybody come in. Her phone is there. Her purse is there. Everything is there. But there's no kids and there's no Shanann. And I was not worried. You know, I thought she has just gone off and I'm going to punish you for this and you can worry about me. But when Christopher called us and he said, I said, do you want us to come down now? He said, tell Dad I need him. Tell Dad I need him to come down. I said, what about me? He said, no, Mom, just stay. Just send Dad. And he picked him up at the airport and they drove to the police station. And Chris still didn't say anything to him. Nothing. He had already been interrogated 7 hours prior to that. He had already let the police go into his home, search everything. He was going in for another interrogation. The next thing, after 5 hours, they called Ronnie and said that your son wants to talk to you before he tells us anything. And that's when Christopher broke down and cried and said, I'm sorry, Dad. He said, I went into a rage and I killed her after she killed Cece and Bella. The next update I got was Ronnie called Jamie and told them they found their bodies. Nobody told me anything until they walked through the door and they told me what happened, and I just fell to the floor. I just fell to the floor. When they called us to tell us that Chris was thinking of a plea, and when we got down there, they wouldn't let us talk to him about anything. And then we had to talk to him through a screen and a phone. And he just looked, he was crying. I mean, he wasn't crying. You could see the movement in his mouth that when I talked about Bella and I talked about Cece and the memorial service that we had for them. And he asked what pictures did we use, and you know, what was the song. You can see how he was trying to hold back tears.
And then the second CD they put in, it was skipping and skipping and skipping. And Monica said, okay, that's little Cece. She is over there messing with that CD right this minute. And then an eagle flew over the gravesite. And,
really?
Yeah.
You can see how he was trying to hold back tears. We're just here. We're going to save his life. We want him to get life in prison. It was like they already knew he was guilty. All I want is the truth. I just want the truth.
Would you ever want him to know what you're telling us today?
I'd rather just tell them myself.
Yeah.
So they don't, do they still think that Shanann killed the girls?
They still believe that, even though I told them I pled guilty for a reason, but they think that I was, their words, like, railroaded by belief.
Yeah.
Because they, you know, they felt like they pressured me to do it.
Do you feel like that?
No.
No.
No. But this is what you want?
Yeah, this is my decision. This is what I'm gonna do.
Watts brzmi jak syn idący na wojnę.
Now, this nightmare has to be over for everybody.
No. You have to remember we're strong.
I know. This is my decision, though.
But don't ever confess to something you didn't do.
I know, but this is my decision, though. This is all me, okay?
Watts nadal nie znajduje odwagi, by przyznać się rodzicom do zamordowania córek. Wybiera niejasne określenia, jest mu łatwo, bowiem pytania nie są zadawane. Pomaga Cindy uwierzyć w lepszy świat, w którym jej syn dokonał tylko jednego honorowego morderstwa. Zabił żonę, bowiem ona udusiła jego dzieci.
Okay.
What made you do that, Chris? What made you plead guilty?
I didn't want anybody else to. I didn't want them to go through this for 2 or 4 years. I didn't want my attorneys to lie for me for 2 to 4 years. Like they would have done anything I told them to do.
Sure.
Were you worried about the death penalty being a possibility?
No, I didn't care about the death penalty. Nobody's going to die in Colorado. I don't think anyone has, one person? And Colorado is changing. So people stay on death row forever. There was no, I think you'd be safer on death row. And her parents said they didn't want any more death. So I don't see how the death penalty could have mattered.
Your Honor, Sandy Rusick would like to address the court.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you for this moment.
I can just have you just identify yourself for the record.
My name is Sandra Rusak, Shannon's mother.
Thank you.
I wanted to say thank you for this moment. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who has prayed for our beloved family, who has sent gifts, cards to us from all over the world. I know God will put the evil people where they need to be. I also want to take the time to thank the town of Frederick, Greeley, FBI, the DA's office, the CBI, for exceptional work. We thank Nicole Atkinson, Shannon's neighbor Nathan, and his family. To me, they're our heroes. They really are. God bless.
It was just utter disgust and shock. He did that, and he was standing in my house hours afterward.
Hopefully something comes up, dude.
I think that was one of the toughest things to swallow, is knowing that he shook my hand hours after he did this to his family.
God makes no mistakes on who he puts in your life. Marriage is about love, trust, and friendship and unity. We marry for sickness and health, to death do us part. Our daughter Shannon loved you with all of her heart. Your children loved you to the moon and back. Shannon's family was her world. Shannon put a crown on your head. But unfortunately, the day that you took their life, God removed that crown. We loved you like a son. We trusted you. Your faithful wife trusted you. Your children adored you, and they also trusted you. Your daughter Bella Marie sang a song proudly. I don't know if you got to see it, but it was, "Daddy, you're my hero." I have no idea who gave you the right to take their lives. But I know God and his mighty angels were there. God gives us free will. So not only did you take the family of 4, your family of 4, you took your own life. I want the world to know that our daughter and her children were so loved by us. I didn't want death for you because that's not my right. Your life is between you and God now, and I pray that he has mercy for you. From Shannon's mother, thank you, Your Honor.
don't know. I just can't see him doing that.
What do you think the truth is about how Shanann and Bella and Celeste died?
Oh, God, I don't know anymore, honestly. I don't know his frame of mind, and I don't know his frame of mind. Because why would you plead guilty to something you didn't do? And that's all I want to know. Why would you plead guilty if you didn't do it? If you told your dad you didn't do it?
Możliwość, że syn kłamał, nie jest brana pod uwagę.
And that's what I want to know. And they said, well, you'll find all that out. Christopher will talk to you when and after he's sentenced. Well, isn't that too late then? I mean, isn't it too late? What if he tells me, no, I didn't do it? I just took this plea deal because they told me I was going to go to jail anyways.
Have you reconciled the idea that he could have done all of this?
Yes. And that scares me to death. And I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there right now. But then you ask yourself, would a normal person dispose of the bodies the way you did? And I would have called 911 if it happened.
And so then when Tanya was asking, why were you so mad at Shanann? Was part of it just this whole family strife?
That's the only thing I can think of right now, because I mean, there's no other reason really to be mad at her.
Do dnia dzisiejszego Sandy Watts nadal wierzy, że jej syn zamordował żonę, ponieważ ona udusiła jego dzieci.
On and on and on. I said